here's something that you didn't know. 2 of those special atomic bombs haven't gone off.
We are back. Welcome back to Fantasy TE. If you guys are watching us live on our YouTube channel, feel free to write in any comments or questions. Once again, my name is Nick Masick. We also have Lonnie Cox and Vital DeJuiced. Welcome back, guys. All right. Week 5. Where to start? Let's start with your fantasy teams. How about that? Because that's what you guys want to talk. Lonnie, tell us. Did you win? Is it official? Have you officially won?
2 in a row, man. I'm riding high. Again, still working out my arms, ready to lift the trophy at the end of the year.
That's a long uphill.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a long way to go to get up into the playoffs, but that was a solid win against Stephanie. Your team's looking pretty good.
Pretty good.
Who showed up? What's that?
As long as they play, as long as they play to their potential. But
I was gonna say a couple guys showed up this week that had been kind of letting you down. Who are the guys? Hopkins showed up. You were a little worried about him earlier in the game, and then he came through late.
I mean, he just really didn't have that great of a game. He scored 1 touchdown, and I think he had 4 catches. So, nothing like. Oh no, he had 6 catches, 87 yards, and a touchdown. Gave me 20 points. Not so bad.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, that's what you want. You obviously want more, but that's
but Aaron Rodgers still has not had a fantastic game. Mike Davis is really, fucking me over, but he scored the last 2 weeks. I just have nothing else to do with him. I can't play Kenyon Drake. I can't play JD McKissick, Larry Roundtree. None of those guys are solid enough. I just,
it's
got
worth,
what I got.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're thin at running back, man. That's how I pulled off that trade, which we'll talk in a minute about trades and stuff. you guys all right, whatever. It's not like it helped me beat you, dude.
It didn't, but I think still some bull.
Singletary still scored more points than AJ Brown. I don't think AJ Brown's hamstring is 100% yet. I think he was more of a decoy in that game, honestly, which is something I was a little worried about. Vital, you had some of the highest scores of the week
in the morning.
Yeah,
they went.
I'm just saying in general,
games, bro.
You got 40 from Devontae Adams. You got 30 from Mike Evans. Cordaro Patterson I think he's a legit star now. We're at the point now where it's no longer just an aberration or odd week. They've figured out how to use him, and is.
Man, people have been saying since the second week he blew up that this isn't sustainable. 5 weeks of this now, man.
It is sustainable because he's so big, he's so fast, he's so strong, and like we talked about last week, now he's got hands to go with those abilities, and he understands the NFL now. He's 10 years in. He understands offenses. He understands plays. He understands well enough the routes that he's expected to run. Man, he can. I
hope he gets most improved this year.
I think that would be great to see.
I don't know who else is there, dude. I feel because he's been for 10 years and I've never heard his name like it is now.
Dak, you think? Did Lonnie say? I'm with Vital. I don't think Dak could be most improved this year.
No, because Dak was on a
that's
run
different from comeback.
Yeah, no, comeback player of the year. It could be Dak, for sure. But no, most improved. I think. Cordaro Patterson's far and away. He's a Pro Bowler. I think right now, possibly because he's still returning kicks. He still gets you kick return points, which in our league are pretty high. Set kick return points are the same as passing yards. Because I think they're valuable, and I think the players that gain them should be rewarded for it. So yeah, man. But watching that whole game, watching a full game of Cordaro Patterson, the way they use him, and I know Ridley wasn't there, but he's their primary option right now. I think he's their main guy. He's their number one option in their offense. So it's really cool to see. Didn't help you beat me though, because all the rest of your team shit the bed.
It wasn't even the rest. This Giants setup, man. I don't know what happened to them. Galloway's hurt. That was watching that game. Their whole team got hurt, on every drive.
Yeah, I know. It was so bad.
And then I was like, Colby, come on, just have one game where one TD and I would have been fine this going there.
Yeah,
so
no,
this is my fault. I could have won if I had started Matt Ryan, which I told you at the beginning of that Sunday I had a bad feeling about. All the polls said, "Oh, Matt Ryan over Carr,
over
Matt
Derek
Ryan
Carr."
Over Carr. I was like, there's no way. Like
the Carr did not. Well, Carr got knocked out of the game too. I thought he had a concussion, but they let him come back in, so apparently not.
Injuries just killed me this week.
Yeah, no, you got banged up hard in the second half of the round, so in the afternoon games. But you're still all right, man. You're 2-3. Oh wait, you're tied with Lonnie. Shit. When are you guys playing each other?
Yeah, it's not great.
Ooh,
like I was tied for the 6th spot. I was just there with me and Steve. Now I'm just like, oof, what happened?
Dude, it's Steve's team exploded.
I needed to win today.
Oh, man, dude, Steve has Brady and Derrick Henry. His team looks so good right now. And I know they might not sustain that level, but also they might because it's Brady and Derrick Henry.
I think Brady will. Like they're making a precedent to throw this year, dude.
Yeah,
because last year they would ease up on the gas. I don't think they are this year.
Well, let's keep in mind though, they played the Dolphins last week, and
when's a better time to ease up on the gas?
No. They're not going to ease up, but I'm just saying, like, he threw 5 touchdowns against the Dolphins. He threw 1 or 2 against the Patriots, so they're not going to get to play the Dolphins every week. So there is something about that. And then who did the Titans run over? The Titans had the Jags. So Steve also had the best matchups for the best players this week. But his team looks he's just destroyed. I'm glad I got the win to stay ahead of him. I'm going to be right on the cusp of second place, I think, in our league. I'm almost tied with Cam in points. I don't know which one of us, honestly. It's going to be like a fraction of a point difference between us. So I don't know who's going to be in second, but got to squeeze out another win. And I got some guys coming back, hopefully getting healthy. All right, before we get into any of the more player stuff, let's talk about some coach shenanigans. Couple coaches landed in the hot seat this week. Did you guys see all that stuff? Any of that news?
This week? No.
This past week, yeah.
Are you talking about like Urban Meyer?
Thing from what? Urban Meyer was crazy.
Urban Meyer and John Gruden. So
what Gruden do?
Apparently he sent a racist email, or he made a racist remark in an email, but they found the email from like 10 years ago, and it wasn't when he was employed anywhere. And he was actually criticizing I think it was the NFLPA. And it wasn't like, all right, so here's what he said. What I read, because I was like, what did he say? Because like a couple people have come out, like Mike Tirico came out, he's like, I've never heard him say anything, right? I don't know, he's racist at all. He said it on TV last night. But he said the NFLPA, he was making fun of his lips. He said his lips looked like Michelin tires, which, like, he's making fun of the guy having big lips. That was it. That was all he said. Now, I understand it's construed as a racially insensitive thing to say. He was saying, well, the guy's a liar. And that's where he was like, so I don't know. What's your take on that? First of all, Vital being the resident.
I get to go first.
Yeah, you get to go first on this. How do you feel about this?
I mean, if it depends, like I said, if it's an expression, maybe it is just a bad turn of phrase. I mean, I've never heard that expression, but yeah, I guess it would be like saying a Native American caught you red-handed. Oh, it's not what I meant, but it's like,
yeah, okay. So here's we are all comedians. We make fun of each other all the time. But we make fun of each other. Like, if I were to say something that was racially insensitive in that manner to you personally, like, you would know that I was just making fun of you because we're friends, and you know that I'm not actually racist. Like, I don't think
10 years ago, you didn't know emails 10 years ago were going to come back to ruin your career.
Well, and here's the other thing. This is also somebody who he was disparaging to somebody else. So it's not like they didn't have a relationship and he was just joking around with a buddy and saying something off the cuff. Like, this was someone who he was criticizing, and then went and said something about his physical appearance, which it's pretty dicey. But But like if we were to say something, like we say stuff to each other all the time, like as comedians, and it's like sometimes it's a little racially insensitive, going whichever way. But like, I'm not racist. I know you're not racist. We like it's I don't think I'm better at fantasy football than you because you're black. I just think I'm better at fantasy football than you. It has nothing to do with the fact, like I just beat you this week. There's no racial reason.
If my team didn't fall apart, you would be murdered by like 60 points. That was an unprecedented collapse. That was like some Falcons against the Patriots football collapse. That should not have happened.
It was catastrophic. And it did. It felt like watching the Patriots beat the Falcons in the afternoon.
And I still was close. If anyone would have done anything, I would have won.
Anyway, so that was interesting. So Gruden's in trouble a little bit, but he's backpedaling. It sounds like nobody's going to do anything about it. And it was 10 years ago. So, which begs the question, like, who did he piss off that they dug up some email from 10 years ago and found that one particular phrase about that one guy? Like, I don't know. That was a little weird. Urban Meyer was much more recent. He stayed after the game, not this past week with the Titans, but a week ago. He stayed in Ohio after the game. I think it was in the Bengals game. It was a Thursday night game. Didn't travel with the team, went out, got videotaped like fondling some girl at a bar. Girl, I say woman. She was, not underage, but certainly younger than him and definitely younger than his wife. So he landed in some hot water and a lot of criticism there. Your take on that, Lonnie?
Well, I hate Urban Meyer. Let's start here. Urban Meyer, yeah, sure. Cool coach in college. College, we see this a lot, is not the NFL. One quote, I don't know if you guys saw it, but he said something along the lines of, coaching in the NFL is like preparing to play Alabama every week. And it's like, what, do you think you were going to play fucking Western Kentucky? Like, what, how about an NFL team every week,
Right. Yeah. Except for everybody who's preparing to play your team because your team couldn't beat Alabama right now.
Well, I don't know about that. They
probably could. They probably could.
I mean, Texas A&M just beat Alabama, so the Jaguars could probably beat Alabama.
We can't speak to the upsets. That's why they're upsets.
The problem is, you're a new coach. You have not won a game. You've got your show has the season up to this point has been like a big circus. You had the Tebow thing, you had the racist assistant, like you had a bunch of things going on the offseason that were like taking attention away from your team. The owner was pissed that this happened.
Super pissed.
And it's like, dude, you lose a game and you stay in Ohio, you don't fly back with your team. You go to the bar that you own to drink with college girls, and then you get caught with your like hand in her butt. It's just like it's not a good look, dude.
Not good. Not a good look.
Like you're a 60-something-year-old man and you're at your college bar. It's like, ugh.
All right. So we're gonna play a fun little game of Would You Rather. Would you rather have been John Gruden and got caught sending the email from 10 years ago that was maybe a little bit racially insensitive? Or would you rather get caught the night after a game that you lost with your finger up some girl's butt?
Urban Meyer, 100%. I mean, that's
easier to explain.
It's easy to explain. I feel like now it's like one of those things. If they find out Urban Meyer called a kid too dark now, what's his name? Called someone too dark, it's over.
Right.
Okay,
if Urban Meyer came out and said like that he was a rubber lips, which is I think what he said, it's just not good.
Yeah.
So all right, so Urban Meyer's. Wait, you'd rather be Urban Meyer?
Oh
yeah, you could get over a sex scandal just to be good.
I think, yeah. So, all right, you're right, but I still think Urban Meyer is in more hot water right now because of his tenure and the recent performance of his team.
He's in hot water because he's losing, bro.
That's what I'm
the
saying, though.
truth.
Like, that's my
if
point.
He was
Like
5-0, this wouldn't be like this. Like,
oh yeah, well that's a fair point too, right? If
yeah,
they
dude.
stomped on the
He's
Chiefs.
0-5 and out here figuring
Right.
That's what it is.
Which is a very compelling argument for all anybody cares about is
we already got you, so you better start winning or you're out of here. Like,
yeah. Whereas I feel like I don't think Gruden's gonna get fired. I don't think anything's really gonna happen. I think it's just gonna kind of get swept under the rug. But still, worse to be caught in Gruden's situation than in Urban Meyer's situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Even though like it seems like one, maybe I'll say this, one is washable, the other one's kind of a permanent stain, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, like John Gruden's not going to like get the University of Miami coaching job if this thing sticks. But Urban Meyer could like go play, could quit tomorrow and go coach USC.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. That's fair. That's true. Yeah, I guess I would have to agree. And it's about wins and losses. It's also about tenure with the program. Like they're building something with the Raiders. They're not. I don't think Gruden's going to get fired. I think they're just going to kind of be like, all right, you apologized. You said you were wrong. It was 10 years ago. Let's move on. Urban Meyer is definitely getting a lot more like heat immediately though. But like you said, it's because also the performance of the team has not been good. So, all right.
It's not just the performance of the team. He's just been a huge distraction like ever since he's come. The Tim Tebow thing was a huge mistake.
Yep.
You know, like, I don't know. He's not going to be a good coach in the NFL. Like, I think we all kind of expected that. I don't know.
It does feel that way. It definitely does feel that way, which is really unfortunate because I mean, you've got Trevor Lawrence, you've got one of the, like you've invested all of this draft capital in the next, John Elway or whatever he's supposed to be. And he's dealing with that situation,
Oh, he did something else with him too. Oh, it was that he was having Gardner Minshew take starter reps and then he traded him for nothing to the Eagles. Remember that?
Oh yeah. You're right. Super weird. All right. Well, so those guys, yeah, tough week to be coaching in the NFL. Let's talk games. Did you guys, let's talk recent games. So probably two of the biggest games from yesterday were both the afternoon and the evening game. The Chargers, Browns, and the Bills. Great game.
That was a shootout, dude. They
wow.
Just kept going, dude.
I mean, I feel like every fantasy player in that game just had an unbelievable time.
Not the Browns defense.
Except for the Browns. Defense. Yeah, I don't know. Why would you play the Browns defense against the Chargers? But then of course and then the Chiefs and the Bills. So this is kind of both of these games are AFC playoff picture potential. What did you guys think about the Bills beating the Chiefs? Surprised? Not surprised?
It's kind of expected, but I don't know if I would be the end all be all for it. It's expected, but I think it could still go either way when they see each other again later in the season.
I don't know, dude. The Chiefs defense looks terrible, and the Bills defense is probably the best defense in the NFL.
I agree.
I was looking at them last night, and I was like, holy shit. I had never really paid attention to their lineup, and I was like, this defense, besides the Buccaneers, man to man for man, they just have playmakers all over the field. Micah Hyde, Edwards, what's his name? Tremaine Edwards, Tre'Davious White, Ed Oliver, Greg Russo. They have another defensive lineman that's a gangster. They're just flying over the field. Yeah.
They rotate.
Wait, did you pick them for the AFC champs, Lonnie, this year?
No, I picked the Chiefs Bills AFC championship game.
I think we all
changed your mind since then.
Probably, especially if Stephon Diggs and Cole Beasley get going. And they also don't really have a consistent running game because they've got this committee thing going on, but you've got Josh Allen who's running for 100 yards a game. So
yeah, it doesn't matter that their running backs are
right. When you've got Josh Allen that can do that, you know.
And the running backs
had close to 100 yards last night.
Yeah, and the running backs are still serviceable. It is random, but it's a lot like San Francisco. They'll all just do their work.
Yeah, I mean, they are. They're doing what they need to do. They're not fantasy stars, but they're playable. Yeah, I think the Bills are the favorite right now. But the Chargers and the Browns, going back to that game, both look like they can beat anybody right now. I mean, they both look like really scary teams that nobody wants to see in the playoffs. I would give the Chargers and the Browns a shot against the Bills right now. And I would probably favor them maybe even against the Chiefs. Have they both beaten the Chiefs this year?
Yes.
So the Chiefs and Browns, the Chargers and Browns both beat the Chiefs, and now the Bills.
The Chargers and the Bills. The Browns did not beat the Chiefs. I don't think.
The Browns didn't. Okay, it was close though, wasn't it? I think that was like a really close.
Did they play?
I feel like they played week 1. Maybe.
They will play,
But it was close. Anyway, all those teams look really good. I think, but the Chiefs, man, they're in danger right now, if not even making the playoffs. They're at 2-3.
I feel like they have very similar. Last year they had a similar start too, and then they just blew off.
No, they were hot. They started hot last year. I don't think they struggled. Yeah,
I thought they were down. Well, yeah,
I'm
not worried about the Chiefs, dude. I think they'll pull it through. I don't know what the rest of their schedule looks like, but I think they'll have the ability to pull it through.
I think they're very fortunate that there are 7 teams getting into the playoffs this year, because if not, they might end up on the outside looking in. I think
they also have played, I think, the hardest schedule in the NFL so far. So
yeah,
that'll lighten up.
Do you know what their schedule is coming up? Is it? Yeah, they will line up.
It's not bad. Yeah, it's they showed it last night on the game. It looks pretty winnable. Like they could easily rip off 5 in a row.
I'm looking at a couple. I don't know. This looks a little hard.
Oh, really?
They have the Titans coming up. They got the Packers. They got the Cowboys. They have the Chargers. They have the Bengals. Those are probably 6.
That's not an easy schedule. You're right. That is actually really tough. Dude, the Chiefs could finish with a losing record this year.
Yeah, they actually might. Shit.
Yeah,
they'll have to win out. But
they might have to win out. I'm really curious. Did you guys hear anything about Stephon Gilmore? I know the Chiefs were talking to him, and the Bucks were both interested.
Stephon Gilmore sided with the Panthers.
He did.
They traded him to the Panthers. He's just not activated yet.
Wait a minute. Stephon Gilmore didn't get traded. He got released.
No, they traded him at the last second.
Oh, really?
Oh,
okay.
I was wondering because they usually don't give up capital.
And Jalen Smith signed with the Packers.
Okay. Panthers. Wow, that's a big upgrade for their defense, which was already looking pretty good. Did he play last week or did he not?
He did not. He's hurt. He's on the PUP list. So.
Oh, okay.
The NFC looks scary this season, bro.
Yeah, they do. Let's see what else. Dude, Austin Eckler. Speaking of those games, Austin Eckler had 2 monster games since the last time we were here. He had because he was on the Monday night game, and then he had the Sunday game. Dude, he looks like maybe the best pick in fantasy right now. He looks just like, he's unbelievable. He's getting such a heavy workload. He catches the ball. He runs with power. He's super fast. He's breaking tackles, getting touchdowns. Who's got him anyway? You guys don't have him, do you?
No,
I think Cam has him. I've played against him already.
Oh, man. He looks really good. He looks like the guy to have. Hey, did you see the double punt? This is going back to last, was it Thursday night? The double punt in the Seahawks game.
No.
Do you remember this? There were 2 really interesting. So there's some interesting kicking things that happened.
I was just about to say, it was a terrible day for kicking yesterday.
Oh my God. Yesterday's kicking was awful. The Bengals Packers game was like a joke. Like I felt like you could turn on circus music, like you turn
the Pats game behind the back. Dude, I was like, if all these kickers, it's good they all had terrible days, or else they'd be fired. The coaches are gonna think, oh, maybe it was a bad day for kickers. But individually, each one of them would have been fired.
That's a really good point, right? Because they can look around the league and be like, well, looks like everybody sucks, so we're just gonna keep this guy. There's nobody else out there right now. I wonder if anyone's gonna lose their job, but you're probably right. I bet nobody loses their job because every kicker sucked.
But there were some terrible missed kicks, like 2 extra point misses, I think.
There were 4 extra point misses, I think, in one game. I forget which.
Yeah, but it's like, what is happening?
That was so bad. All day. Yeah, you're right. It was just all day long. But what I was gonna say is during the Seahawks game on Thursday night, Seahawks Rams game. So the punter actually double punted. Did you see this? His punt got blocked, and then he ran over, picked up the ball, and then ran to the side and punted it again and actually got a really good kick out of it. It was like one of the greatest punting moments I've ever seen. It was incredible.
Special teams players are so fucking smart. They're always doing the best plays. It's like all they do is study the rule book. All these play ideas I've never known about, like running out of bounds before you touch it. They know all the rules, dude.
Yeah, and this was a weird one because nobody else knew the rules. Like they were asking, the analysts didn't know if it was legal. They asked how they always have like the guy, former referee. Yeah, they bring in the guy. I forget who it was. It was like Mike Pereira or something, and former NFL official. And he didn't know what the rule was. Like, he was like, well, that's illegal because of this. And then they were like, but wait a minute, they just changed the rule this year. And then it took like 5 minutes to sort out. And in the end, it was illegal. It was legal because I forget what it was. He hadn't crossed the line of scrimmage. I think that's what it was. And
the ball didn't cross, right? That makes sense.
No, the ball didn't cross the line of scrimmage, but like you can punt it again, I guess, if it doesn't cross the line of scrimmage. It was the wildest
thing. That makes sense. It's like a throw, right? Kind of.
I guess. Yeah, kind of. I don't know. Yeah, because if a player, if somebody throws the ball and it gets batted back,
it's like a fumble
again. If it doesn't cross the line.
But I don't know. You can't throw it after you wait. Yeah, I guess you could. After you fumble, you can still throw it. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
You can fumble and throw.
You can fumble and throw, but you can't.
What's the difference?
But he already kicked it. That was the thing. So he didn't. It wasn't a throw.
But if I go to throw it and then someone bats and it doesn't pass the line of scrimmage, you can pick it up and throw it again.
Ooh, no, because then it's already a missed, failed attempt at a incomplete pass. If you catch it before it hits the ground, I think then you might be able to throw it again.
Yeah.
It's not because it's not an incomplete pass technically. I don't know. The rules get real tricky, but it was one of the weirder things I've ever seen. Lonnie, you want to talk about your Cowboys? I know you're super excited about them. Come on. What do you got?
I think this is the best Cowboys team realistically. And this is not from, I mean, I am a fan, so I've paid more attention to the Cowboys than other teams, but this is probably the best Cowboys team in, I don't know, since 2007, maybe when we went 13-3. Year that we were supposed to win the Super Bowl, but we got knocked out by the Giants, 9-7 Giants in the playoffs. We're just really, really fucking good. We've got the best offensive line in football. The 1-2 punch of Zeke and Pollard is probably the best backfield in football. The best backfield combo, at least.
No, I mean, they look really good.
Receiving core. Yeah.
The receivers,
the defense, Trevon Diggs, like 6 interceptions. We're leading the league with 9.
His interceptions have started to make that defense look a lot better because, I mean, you can't throw. They're going to stop throwing to him. He's becoming that guy.
Somebody said that that after the game last night, Dak Prescott said he's like, yeah, I stopped throwing to him like months ago.
Practice. Yeah, why would you? Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, you are a Cowboys fan, so your job is to, overreact. But
I'm not overreacting. I'm trying to be as
I feel like you said this last year too. You were like, "Oh, this is the greatest run." You said Super Bowl last year. Don't shake your head.
I did because I was fucking around and I didn't really understand the gravity that I was gonna have a tattoo on my belly, basically. I didn't pick them this year, and they're a better team this year than last year by far.
They are.
I think
seriously,
good,
I mean,
I don't know.
Seriously, their defense, they've got stars all over the field. Anthony Brown is becoming really good. Trevon Diggs, you've got Micah Parsons, defensive rookie of the year, you've got the defensive rookie of the year, and right now the leading contender for defensive player of the year on the same team. That's a scary fucking defense. They might not be the best defense in the league, but you're definitely gonna cross a couple circles when you're watching the game film.
Yeah,
for the Cowboys defense.
They're really good.
So they're keeping, the Giants are obviously not a great team. They give up garbage time touchdowns. So the scores kind of look a little different, but when the defense is really playing, they're tough.
They are tough. Yeah. That's a good point. they're getting up by so much in some of these games that it skews their defensive ranking because you start playing prevent, you start giving up slow drives, but touchdowns and yardage. So that's a good point. That does skew a defense. And there are metrics that they can use to measure, but yeah, they do look really good. I mean,
finally Randy Gregory is playing to I don't know if you guys paid attention to Randy Gregory, but he came into the league. He was never healthy. He was always getting into legal trouble. Yeah. He was supposed to be amazing. Yeah. And now he's finally balling. He's finally playing well. It's just exciting to watch as a Cowboys fan. I'm enjoying it. We've got Keanu O'Neal, who's just a good defense.
It's great.
Never really had a great defense, to be honest. The Cowboys. Never since Super Bowl days. So. I think,
are you giving any credit to Dan Quinn? I mean, he's
absolutely. When we hired him, I was like, oh boy, this is going to be good.
Yeah, I think he's doing a great job. He drew a lot of criticism in Atlanta. Obviously, they fired him, but
not everybody's built to be a head coach.
Well, I mean, he also got them to a Super Bowl. So how bad was he? You know what I mean?
No, that wasn't Dan Quinn. I think that was Mike.
No, I'm pretty sure it was Dan Quinn.
I don't think so. I think it was the other guy. I think Dan Quinn came in after. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that they had their Mike.
No, my money's on. Oh, I know who you're talking about. My money's on Dan Quinn. I think Dan Quinn was the head coach for the Super Bowl. Check it out. We should talk about.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Because he kind of turned the defense around. They hired him as a defensive coach.
Wait.
Offense. That's that recipe.
Head coach.
While you're looking that up, let's talk injuries because we had some big ones this week. First one was on Thursday night. Russell Wilson. Did you see his finger? It was so gnarly. They showed it way too many times on TV. It was bad. And then they took him over to the sideline, popped it back, and sent him back out on the field. And he threw another pass. It was bad. It was ugly looking. So that was pretty nasty. He's out, and then he had surgery after the game. So he's out 8 weeks. So basically that ends your fantasy run with Russ. I mean, you can IR him, and maybe if you make the playoffs, you can.
He's done. He's done in Seattle. I don't think he puts a Seattle helmet on again.
In Seattle?
Russ, you think he's done in Seattle?
You make such paid him drastic claims, Lonnie. Relax.
I think he's done. I don't know for sure. I think he's done. Let me ask you a question. Would you still want to play for them?
Statements.
Okay, yeah.
Would you want to play for them still?
Does he want to? I think they just paid him. I think.
But would you want to? Is my question. Okay. You've got the Legion, you've got the 12th man, you've got all that stuff. But what has Seattle done for him since he's been there?
Paid him a lot.
No offensive line. He has no running game and no defense. What is he supposed to do?
It might not be about what me and you would do. You got to think about the type of person Russell Wilson is. I think he
was almost out of there last year.
I think he's gonna stay there, dude. I think he likes it there. I think where is he going? What's a better option for Russell Wilson? Where are you going to plug him in? And that's going to pay him.
Pittsburgh, Denver,
Oakland. Not going to pay him.
Oakland. I think he wants to win again.
I don't know what Oakland's contract is, but I don't know.
Washington.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's a bunch of teams. You want to talk about teams that want a good quarterback. A lot of teams would want Russell Wilson, of course.
Green Bay, when Aaron Rodgers goes to Denver.
I don't think he's going to have a cush of a situation that's going to pay him, listen to him, give him the players he wants. He might not be getting all the linemen, but I think Russell Wilson has a lot of say over there in Seattle that he's not going to have in a lot of other places.
I think he does have. I think Vital's right. I think he stays in Seattle. I think they made some concessions and did what they needed to do to try to keep him this past offseason because he wasn't really happy about the whole thing. I think I think they've gone out and spent on weapons, receivers. They've got pretty good running backs there. They're a little banged up right now, but they need to fix the offensive line. So maybe having a bad year this year will give them some draft capital to invest in the line, and then we'll start to see them look a little bit better. They got some young defensive players that are maybe going to get better. I don't know. They don't look good though right now. The Seahawks, I mean, I know they just they did win against San Francisco, which was just kind of a surprise. But he'll be back this year. I mean, they're saying what, 5 to 8 weeks, I think. So he is going to be back. He'll be back theoretically for the fantasy playoffs once again if you make the playoffs. And he's an interesting trade option in fantasy right now. If you are on a team that has a good record, but you're struggling with your quarterback situation, you might want to see if you can throw a backup running back or a mid-tier receiver and scoop him off of whatever team, because whatever team has him, they're probably going to bail out on him. I'm just saying, if he comes back,
if you're in a good position and
really good position,
quarterback.
And
but you need to win now because you're not going to play off till the playoffs.
Realistically, there probably aren't a lot of teams that are like that.
You got to be in a really good.
Yeah, you got to have a really good team with no good quarterback, or maybe you lost. Yeah, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that's out there, but I bet he does come back, end of fantasy season and plays pretty well. Juju Smith-Schuster out for the season, shoulder surgery. That was a bummer. I guess James Washington maybe becomes more viable. I think the other receivers just go up. Claypool and Deontay Johnson are just going to get more targets probably. Saquon Barkley, everyone was like, ooh, because they showed his ankle and it was like, oh, that's terrible. But it wasn't actually that bad.
So small too, like
a
little roll, dude, and his ankle looked like a grapefruit. I was like, what happened?
But that's I mean, your ankle just swells up. You guys have had ankle injuries where you roll your ankle. The ankles just swell up like that sometimes. Like it's bad. But they said MRIs looked okay. They think he's probably going to be okay in maybe just like a couple weeks. They said it doesn't look like there's any serious injury, but they're still evaluating him. Clyde Edwards-Helaire got carried off the field last night. I thought his season was over. They said sprained MCL.
Yeah, he'll be okay.
Couple weeks. He'll be back. Yeah. Daniel Jones got knocked the fuck out. Oof. What was he thinking? Did you guys see that play?
Yeah, dude. Yes. Did you? I see what he was thinking. I don't know why he lowered his helmet. He should just ran out of bounds, bro. He really wanted that touchdown. Like,
I mean, I get it. You want to beat the Cowboys. It's the Cowboys. Like you're you want to make a play for your team. You want to be that guy. But dude, he got laid. That was one of the worst concussions I've seen, I think, live in recent memory. Like he was bad. He was wobbling all over the place.
As soon as he tripped, I was like, concussion protocol. This is
done. Yeah. Like he was gonna fall over on the field. It was so bad. And then Joe Burrow with a weird injury, a throat contusion. He had to go to the hospital last night after the game, or yesterday after the game.
Was it during a hit? What happened? I didn't see.
They don't know exactly when I don't even know if they know when it happened. He just was complaining about like he couldn't talk, like he was having trouble with his throat, and took him to the hospital. They found out, but they said he's probably going to be fine, so he probably won't miss any time. Daniel Jones, I bet he's going to miss next game. He should miss the next game based on that. I mean, that might be a 2 week. I don't know how bad.
I mean, that could legitimately be the end of his career. It won't be, but you could easily see that being the end of his career.
If he had had a number of those, yeah, it could have been. But I don't think he's got a long history of like lots of concussions. So, but he might be out for a couple of weeks. They're going to put him all the way through concussion protocol. Any other games that jumped out at you? Plays, specific players, anything that you guys saw that was really noteworthy? We covered most of the bases on the big ones, the big news. How about I think this is, we're now 5 weeks in. I'm going to say it's officially handcuff season. So happy handcuff season to you guys. I don't know if you have any handcuffs or if your handcuffs have come in. Have you guys utilized handcuffs yet this year? Because there have been a lot of them.
For sure.
Who are your handcuffs? Who you got? Anybody? Madison? Did you play Madison?
Me? No,
but somebody did and got a lot of yards.
What? Perfect too. And I was thinking, whoever had Dalvin Cook was so dumb for commenting in the thing. It was like 10 minutes before game time. I guarantee they just put Madison in.
Oh yeah, no, I know. Yeah, I think that was Ryan Scott.
Why are you telling him, Ryan?
It was so dumb. Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking. Because I was looking, I was like, did that benefit him somehow, or how?
Yeah, so
Like,
whoever just
what is
started bad said he got like 20 points.
Yeah, what is he talking about? But this is the time of year where like there's a few handcuffs that were super valuable, and if you had them, good for you, smart, well played. If you didn't have them, you probably got screwed. Alexander Madison, obviously one of the number one handcuffs in fantasy football. Chuba Hubbard has been a pretty decent play since Christian McCaffrey went out. Sony Michel played one game in relief of Darrell Henderson, but he's also, I think, a pretty good handcuff. And then Damien Williams for David Montgomery. He's going to be their starter for 5 to 8 weeks. And he is a legit starter with David Montgomery out. He scored, I don't know, 20 points or something like that. Like he had a real.
Yeah, I played against him. I missed him on the waiver wire to Stephanie, who then played him against me.
Of course. Well, I mean, that's what happens when you're at the bottom. She got high waiver priority. But yeah, Damien Williams is great. He's going to be, but once again, like if you had drafted David Montgomery, why did you not handcuff him with Damien Williams? I think that would have been, those are some of the main ones. And then of course with the recent injuries. So who do we have? Barkley and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I don't know. So with Barkley, I think probably, and we're going to talk waivers. Devontae Booker, I think, is going to get the workload in New York. I still don't know how good he's, going to be. He'll be picked up in our league probably and be playable. As far as Clyde Edwards-Helaire, though, is it going to be mostly Darrell Williams, or do you think Jerick McKinnon, or are they going to split? Because Edwards-Helaire is a really good receiver. McKinnon is a really good receiver. He's almost built more like Edwards-Helaire. So I could see McKinnon actually maybe getting more of a workload. And I don't know if either one of those guys is going to be fantasy relevant. Let's talk trades. So I traded for AJ Brown. We'll see how that goes. But a lot of people are trying to trade for McCaffrey right now. I made a run at him in a couple leagues. I didn't get him, but have you guys tried to trade at all? Have you guys sent any trade offers out there?
No.
Yeah, I'm always sending trade offers. I haven't got any exceptions. And I make good trades, dude. People are so greedy.
I mean, you got to do, obviously it has to be something that benefits both teams. And
but people really want to win. Like they don't see the small incremental changes. They want to like pay out. You know what I'm saying?
What are you offering? Are you offering like a kicker for their running back?
I would never do that. I'm offering like comparable like R2s because I need a running back, but I'll give you a wide receiver too. And then people are like, nah, I don't see the point. I was like, your team's gonna lose. Like,
I mean, the thing is, you guys both said I trade raped Stephanie, which I don't necessarily agree with.
You're really saying AJ Brown's bad. I'm not saying like right now, but his ceiling is so much higher than what you traded for. Well, who did you
Devin
get
Singletary? Yes.
Yeah.
His ceiling is high, but the production she had been getting at the running back position. Now Gaskin exploded this week, but it looked like his usage was just going to dry up potentially. So if Devin Singletary, the improvement in her team, Devin Singletary gives you 12 points a game where you were getting like half a point, 1 point. Like that's still a dramatic improvement. Whereas you give up AJ Brown, you can still make up for whatever he feel
like you're talking like a trade rapist. You took advantage of her panic moment, dude. You knew, like in your heart, Gaskin is Miami's number one running back. Even if he's like, whether the team's doing well or not, he had a bad game. He will get going again. He's their number one running back who's not hurt.
They weren't using him like that.
I think you took an opportunity because, like, when a player does bad, everyone wants to trade him away, and then you boom.
It wasn't just that he did bad; they weren't even using him. Like they were giving what's his name, Malcolm Brown, more of the reps. They were like using Malcolm Brown as their lead back, and it wasn't one bad game. It was 4 bad games. It was Gaskin had done shit all year. Like he wasn't doing anything. And Singletary, while he may not have a super high ceiling, you saw last night, they're going to use him. He's going to split time with Moss. He's going to get you 10 points a game, and he's reliable. And she had nobody Nobody else. I mean, even with Gaskin, she needed another running
She
back.
could have picked up. Like I bet there are people available right now who would have gave her 10 without giving up AJ Green.
Not in our league, dude. Our league is so
I'll go look
thin.
right now. Stop.
Our league is so thin at running back. And that's one of the things she didn't value and she's got tons of other receivers. That's the other thing. So she needed running back help. And I saw that. Yeah, of course I took advantage of it. But that's you can't trade rape the willing, dude. We'll see how it pans out. I like my chances on my team right now though, because I do have enough running backs. I had a little bit of luxury in that backup secondary running back position. So McCaffrey's a big target. Tua's coming back soon, they say. I don't know how much of fantasy relevance he's going to have. I think I picked him up in a couple of my leagues, or I have him sitting on him in a couple of leagues as a waiver or as a bye week option.
Would you recommend picking? I meant to ask you this earlier, so we're going to talk about handcuffs. Would you recommend picking up Booker for New York?
I think he's going to be a pretty top waiver pickup this week. I think he's going to be a good. Yeah, I mean, because Barkley's going to be out a couple.
How long is what's his face going to be out? Saquon.
They don't know. As of today, they were still evaluating the injury, but they said nothing major. So yeah, I think Booker's probably going to go pretty high up on waivers. I'm just assuming. We'll see where his projections land unless they sign somebody else, but there's nobody else there.
He did pretty good. He ran well.
He did run well. Yeah, he looked good in relief. So
a touchdown, right?
Yeah. He looked pretty good, but it's also the Giants' offense. So like, I wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like, you can't expect too much from him. In our league, he's definitely going to be one of the top waivers because we're so thin at running back. Any running back who's a starter in our league is going to start pretty much. And then Michael Thomas is coming back. He is also a recommendation for trade, possibly. I have him in all my leagues, and I'm sitting on him. But what? Why you
all your leagues? What do you see in Michael Thomas? Like,
you'll find out. I see the same thing the Saints see in him. I see Jameis Winston getting hot, and I see other receivers, not really doing a whole lot for the Saints, or getting injured, getting banged up. Marquez Callaway actually was it Marquez Callaway? He had a pretty big game. He's going to be a waiver target if he's
the one you picked up. Wasn't he on New Orleans? He had a pretty decent first half.
Deontay Harris had one catch for 76 yards and a touchdown. Gave me 16.
Dog, that was a hard hit.
It was great. That was a huge, that was my dart throw, and it's the reason I beat you. Yeah, but he's a burner, and he's also their kick return guy, but he pulled his hamstring, probably because he just ran 76 yards on a touchdown. But he's got a hamstring injury. He may or may not be back. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, Michael Thomas is probably going to be back week 7, they think. And I don't know, man.
It's a gamble. I wouldn't play Michael Thomas. If I'm a betting man, I don't think he does well for a while. Then he may get hurt again. I think if you're desperate, you play Michael Thomas.
Well, I'm going to definitely be playing Michael Thomas when he comes back. Because
you should trade it. Nick, you should trade his value on his name alone and get a real fucking R1.
I think he's going to be a PPR monster, man. I think he's going to rack up catches.
I don't think he's a PPR guy. I think he's like an over the top scorer guy.
No. Well, he's a red zone target.
Yeah,
but he also gets a ton of catches. I think he has the record for most catches in a game or something like that. Lonnie, what do you take? What do you think? What are you looking up over there? What do you think about Michael?
I was looking at Michael Thomas, and I was just looking at a couple of just things from the weekend, waiver wires, and seeing who's still available in our league.
You think Michael Thomas playable when he comes back? Worth it?
Right away.
Play him or trade him, Michael Thomas.
Keep in mind, I'm thin at wide receiver. Like I did plan sort of this way.
Such a high ceiling, but again, like, is he an over the top guy with Jameis Winston? Do they complement each other? You have Marquez Callaway? No, I think
no.
Chris has him. Play him.
I gotta play him. I have to. My other receivers are AJ Brown and T. Higgins.
You can try to trade him. You have AJ Green. Like you
AJ
have
Green.
a legit wide receiver one, I think.
I know, but I need more than that, man. I mean, we have two flex, or yeah, we have two flexes in our league. There's two flex positions, so we got spots to fill. We got a big roster, which is one of the other reasons it's so challenging. And we're coming into bye weeks, you know, so he's going to be that. And that was one of the reasons I was looking at him. I was like, he's going to come back theoretically, assuming he does come back right when bye weeks start hitting. And he's going to come back after the Saints bye week. So it's going to be a nice piece to plug in while other guys have to sit. So that's one of the things that I see. Like one of the reasons I see the value in Thomas is when other teams are struggling with their bye weeks, I'm going to have this piece that comes back to help me with my bye weeks.
In theory, if he comes back fresh, I agree with you. But in my heart, I don't think he's going to be the same player, man. That whatever's been going on with his ankles has been like 2 seasons, dude. I don't think
it's been lingering since last year. I think he's still going to be Michael. You know, even if he's somewhat diminished, give me 15 points a game. I'll take it. You know, like that's enough from that spot because my team's been doing pretty well otherwise. If you can give me 10 to 15 a game, I'm playing him. You know, I'll take it. That'd be great. Let's see what else. A couple guys who had big games. Kadarius Toney actually had a huge game for the Giants. He had 189 yards receiving. I don't know how many catches, 2 touchdowns. Got ejected for throwing a punch, which I get it. I kind of get it. I don't know. I think the guy went for his knee. You were watching that game. What happened?
Yeah, the game was way out of reach at that point. I was like, chill out. Like,
he got shoved at the end of the play. It wasn't great, but at the same time, like you can't be doing that shit.
Yeah.
The coach was pissed at him.
He's a rookie though, right? So it's first year, right?
He's a rookie. Yeah. You like to see the fire though, I think, with the Giants. You like to see the fight in your rookie.
It's a normal young first year guy.
Yeah. I mean, he's a rookie wide receiver. You want to see that guy have some of that juice.
That's that exact swagger. I agree. Yeah.
It sounds like they're not going to suspend him. So he's actually probably a pretty
No,
big,
he's not. He's not getting suspended.
Not getting suspended. So he's going to be he might be a waiver target depending on what their other receiver situations are. Sterling Shepard and Darius Slayton have been out with hamstring injuries, but he looks really good. So you got Devontae Booker, Kadarius Toney. I don't know, not in our league obviously, but Myles Gaskin probably got dropped in some leagues. Some of the shallower leagues, we'll say, with if you're trying to make room on your roster, you only get 5 running backs. Myles Gaskin might be available in some leagues. I don't know. We'll see. So he's another guy to kind of keep an eye out for because he was doing really bad. And then, like you said, he just came back and they look like they finally used him properly. All right. What else do we got going on? So we don't have, we hit our teaser again. Congratulations. And thank you guys. Nice job. 3-0 on our teaser picks. So we're going to do that again this week. We're going to start looking at those tomorrow when the odds come out, tomorrow or Wednesday-ish. But we're doing great. Jets gave us a scare. Patriots gave Houston. Speaking of Houston,
that was close. It was close all around. We had 3 out of 4. It was like I was watching. I was like, ugh.
Yeah, the Bucks were a solid pick. Everyone, all the rest of them were like, ooh, this is good. So yeah, it was good. But Houston, Davis Mills, speaking of contests. So our worst QB, we don't know, by the way, yet. We don't know who won or lost worst QB because I picked Carson Wentz and he's playing tonight. So that's why we can't pick.
Carson Wentz ain't about to do nothing.
Probably not. Davis Mills scored a 26.68.
Fuck.
So Lonnie did very well with Jared Goff. 2.12 from Jared Goff. Nice pick.
But did the GOAT win? But did the GOAT win?
Did the GOAT win? Did you win? What do you mean? You did not win. I mean, well,
the Goff. I meant Goff as the GOAT, not me.
Goff's the way. Go with the Goffs to go.
No, they didn't win.
No, they didn't win. They should have. Oh man, that was.
Wait, the Lions didn't win. I thought they came.
No, because they went for 2 and they got the 2-point conversion. It was amazing. We were like, oh my God, the Lions are going to win. This is incredible. And then the Vikings, Kirk Cousins, 30 seconds, drove down, put him in field goal range, kicked a long field goal, and it was a walk. It was brutal. Like the Lions are having a tough year, but they're playing
a lot
hard.
of close ones then, yeah.
Yeah, they're playing tough, man. They're playing hard. Still though, Jared Goff, 2 points. I don't know how that even happened in that game. So we can look ahead, but we can't actually pick until we find out where Carson Wentz falls. I'm thinking he's probably going to be right in between. I'm probably going to get second place. Lonnie's probably going to get last pick. Vitaly probably going to get first pick, but we can't officially do it until after tonight's game. So let's take a quick look because there are some interesting situations with Russ going out. I don't know who. Mike Glennon.
Mike Glennon and Geno Smith.
Geno Smith and Mike Glennon are going to be two of the options, and we start bye weeks this week also. So we're going to take a look. We'll take a quick look at the matchups, and then we'll get to our what we're doing tonight, Monday night game. All right. So who do we got? Let's see. Who's Geno playing? Hang on, I'm pulling up the list. Do you guys know who Geno's playing? Week schedule. Week 6. Geno Smith will be playing against Pittsburgh, assuming Geno is the starter, which he looks like he's going to be. He looked okay. The bad interception at the end. He didn't actually play terrible, and he's still pretty mobile. At Pittsburgh, I don't know, man. I don't know if I trust that is going to be a bad game for Geno.
I think he'll lose, but I don't know if it's going to be statistically bad.
Yeah, he might run a bit. He might get some scrambling yards, and he might run for a touchdown. I don't know. Davis Mills is in again at Indy. I don't know if you think he can repeat his performance. How about Justin Fields getting this first win? But he's still he's questionable for some reason.
They officially named him the starter, right?
Yeah. But he had a hyperextended knee, so he's not definitely going to be playing. They're playing against Green Bay. That's an interesting matchup. But if you don't know who's playing, I don't know. We'll see if it comes out by tomorrow. That might be an advantage. Roethlisberger against Seattle. Roethlisberger, he looks bad. Carson Wentz against Houston. Wentz doesn't look good, but neither does Houston. Their defense. Teddy Bridgewater against the Raiders. Man, I feel like a lot of the bad quarterbacks have good match. Jared Goff against Cincinnati. That might be a tough one. Jacoby Brissett at Jacksonville. Once again, bad quarterbacks playing against bad defenses. It's going to make this week tough to pick. You got Mac Jones against Dallas. How you like that one, Lonnie?
It's going to be a good game. I'm excited.
As far as Mac Jones, though, being having a bad day fantasy wise. I
don't know. That's a hard one. It's a hard one to call. I'm trying to look at who does Zach Wilson play? Or are they on a bye week?
They're on a bye week. A lot of these guys are on bye. A bunch of guys are on bye weeks. Matt Ryan's on a bye. Trey Lance is on a bye. Zach Wilson's on a bye. Jameis Winston's on a bye. Taysom Hill got hurt, which was nice to see.
Oh, and you see Alvin Kamara got 30 again this week.
Because Taysom got hurt.
Look at the point shoot up.
I know. Fantasy teams rejoice. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. You can take a shot on Mike Glennon against the Rams. That could be a nice pick.
Do we know for sure that he's starting?
Of course not. We won't know until Daniel Jones either clears or doesn't clear concussion protocol, but that probably won't happen until Thursday or Friday. So, from that hit, you would think he's not going to play, and then he's going
to be cleared for concussion. I think he'll be fine.
They can be. That concussion was bad though. The real bad concussions sometimes take 2 weeks. So anyway, so we got Jared Goff, you got Jacoby Brissett against Jacksonville. This is going to be a tough week, I feel like. And with Davis Mills, what he just did, and we're going to find out at Indy though. Davis Mills at Indianapolis. It's going to be, boy, this is going to be a tough week to pick. I don't know. We'll find out. So Vitaly, you're going to have likely the first pick. I will likely have the second pick. And Lonnie, you're probably going to have the last pick. So let's get to DraftKings and then we can watch this game. You guys did DraftKings already?
Mm-hmm. I did.
Set your lineups. Okay. Who do we have for captains this week? Vitaly?
Lamar Jackson.
Lonnie?
Lamar Jackson.
Yay, we all have Lamar Jackson.
I was picking the teams, and I bet at least one of us are cloning each other. The lineup is not. There's not a lot of options.
It hasn't happened yet, but we should clarify once again what happens if that does happen. I think we split. So if the two teams that are the same, whatever happens, we're splitting 3 points. Okay. So if
1.5 each.
if the I think this is how we'll do. Yeah, if the two teams beat the one team, the two teams get 1.5 each. If the one team beats the two teams, I think the one team gets 3 points.
Well, shouldn't the two teams that tie get split points between 1 and 2? So 5 point split, 2.5 each.
No, we only get 3 points though. There's only 3 points awarded per
Ville, 1, 2, 3
contest.
Okay.
Yeah.
2.
0, 2,
Okay, yeah. No, the
0,
math's right.
1.0 points. So if the two teams beat the one team, then the two teams split the 3. If the one team beats the two teams, the one team gets all 3 points. The rare 3-point play. I don't think it's going to happen though. I really don't. But we all have Lamar, so I guess we're going to find out pretty soon. Yeah.
Can I just say I fucking hate DraftKings? Can I just?
So bad at it. How are you so bad at DraftKings?
I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand why I'm so bad at DraftKings.
You're gonna.
I'll tell you, Lonnie. You want to know the truth? I'll tell you because I did it the first week, and then you kept doing it. You keep doing a throwaway player, bro. It doesn't work. You need those points. Like,
Right.
yeah, dude. It's so close. Don't do a throwaway. You got to get like someone.
I don't usually do a throwaway. That's a very good
like
point.
that's I copied Nick because I was like, fuck, he keeps squirting by me. Like, and I had like people who were scoring, and then I had one person who did nothing and it
did nothing. Right. Yeah. I mean, sometimes I'll take some dart throws with some guys, but they're guys who play. They might not be guys like a Cedric Wilson for the Cowboys, right? He's a good dart throw in DraftKings sometimes because he might get a touchdown. He might get a big play, you know, and he doesn't cost a lot of money. He's not going to, you're not going to take a big cap hit on him. So, but it's interesting. We're all, so I assume we're also all on the Ravens. Nobody thinks the Colts are going to win tonight.
No, unlikely.
No. Okay. All right. Perfect. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. All right. You guys got anything to promo before we get off the air here? Any shows, anything interesting? Lonnie has a new video series that he's released.
Oh, that's fire. The head coach stuff. Check out Lonnie's fucking Instagram. You should get a TikTok too, bro.
We're going to put it.
Yeah, I need to get a TikTok.
You got to get a TikTok for it. And actually it's easier to share the videos from TikTok to Instagram. That's how I do ours. But yeah, we'll post it on our Facebook and our Instagram page. We'll post Lonnie's video so you can see his coach skits. Freaking hilarious. And then we're also going to post our teaser in a couple days. So watch for that. Should be out by Thursday morning at the latest, hopefully by Wednesday. Our 4-team 13-point teaser. If you guys aren't already playing along with us, you should be because we are 3-0 on teasers. Those are getting posted on Facebook and Instagram. All right. Good luck, everybody. Hope you guys have fun with your waivers, your trades, and your fantasy week 6. I'll see you guys next week.